Hi, I'm Lynn Becker, CEO and founder of Power of Patients. We're a traumatic brain injury awareness and support organization. You see, my daughter was nearly killed from a traumatic brain injury, and it changed all of our worlds. We went from doctor to doctor, specialist to specialist, and kept being told, just let her rest. Oh, we think she'll get better. There was nothing we could do. Take this medicine. It wasn't indicated for it. You sit there and you scratch your head and think, how can this be? I went to the literature, and I saw that there was barely any research articles at the time helping people with traumatic brain injuries. I couldn't understand this. Then I realized there's 5.6 million people living with this condition. Mine is not an isolated case.
So we took a bus back to New York City, and on the bus ride, I was like, I had to go to the bathroom. I was like dry heaving, like vomiting. I was like, I don't know what's wrong. Like I just can't sit on this bus. Like I can't see straight. It's kind of like a panic and a fear that like rushes over you because I couldn't always pinpoint it, but all of a sudden like something didn't feel right.
Felt very tired and didn't take note of it. Suffering every weekend with extreme fatigue, and I couldn't understand why I've been so tired all the time. And the doctors were quite surprised, and they couldn't really understand what is causing all of this. This has become my lifestyle now, and accepting it was quite hard because I didn't really realize the impact it had on my life.
The CDC says TBIs are a public health crisis. And the reason is because at least 57% of cases are missed when they go to the ER. How can that be? That is because there's no definitive diagnostic test nor standard of care for a traumatic brain injury. And this is your brain. It's what makes you you, the most important organ.
I had been going to neurologist after neurologist trying to figure out like what was wrong, and they were all like, oh, it'll just go away. You know, there was never anyone who said, this is what you need to do for it to go away, or you're describing this, until I went to a neurologist in Philadelphia. So thank God that a doctor finally gave me a name for what I was experiencing or anything, because you need those names to get the prescription of like how to get better and like what therapies and stuff.
So I started the Traumatic Brain Injury Symptom Tracker database. It tracks symptoms and triggers for patients so they can share it with their caregivers and their doctors to improve their care.
They just kept prescribing me meds.
Right.
So that I was still in pain. And finally I saw a concussion specialist who told me vitamins, fish oil, CoQ10.
B2,
yeah,
magnesium.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I started doing visual therapy for that. And that drastically improved everything. And it was my physical therapist who told me you need to stop taking. I was taking the butabicol, so Acetaminophen mix, and he said you need to stop taking it, and I did not realize how hard that was going to be.
The way that we address this problem is through a clinical trial, but we have to characterize the population first, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm creating metrics to help the clinical trial industry. You see, I'm a biostatistician and epidemiologist, and I've spent 25 years in clinical trials, designing them and running them.
I wasn't positive I had a concussion right away, but I quickly realized, like within the span of the day of the incident, that I was not functioning like I normally did. Suddenly, I was like losing track of my thoughts. I would start stumbling over words. I still have a tendency to like slur words if I'm not careful.
I'm building a system to help use a true patient-centric voice to help create clinical trials for TBI patients. Thank you.